I'm Lisa.
I'm Chris.
And we are Rovenswig. We have been in our 2017 Mercedes Sprinter for about 6 months now. I love that we have kind of this long space. I feel like it elongates the van inside because this is kind of a narrow space to walk through. So just having all these cabinets all the way to the back, just pretty streamlined. It's like, to me, it just opens it up. I have a little website where I sell enamel ware. So that's what all of these mugs are. They're steel on the inside, and then they have a beautiful like porcelain finish on the outside. So we have a bunch of hooks. We use these for coffee all the time. We have our live edge wood countertops here. I absolutely wanted these in our van. Very expensive for a home, like a full-size house. But when you're living in a smaller space, it's a little easier to have, kind of higher end, touches here and there. We have our fridge down here, and it is a Dometic 65 liter. Tons of space in here, even for the two of us, and we do grocery shop pretty frequently, maybe like, once a week or so. Okay, so on this side of our kitchen, we have our 2-burner stove. It's a Dometic, so our propane is in here, and then we have our sink up here. I wanted a deep sink, so this faucet just comes unattached, and then, sometimes like we can spray things off outside if we need to. Super convenient. And underneath we have our freshwater tank and our gray water. Our freshwater holds 13 gallons, and our gray water is 6 gallons.
I used to consider myself a very patient person until I moved into the van. Like moving into the van, transitioning from normal life in here, that had absolutely the biggest change. You find out a lot about yourself and your relationship, to be honest. So changing, just being patient and just being able to go with the flow and actually meeting everybody on the road has been so helpful. And you hear everybody's stories, and you get to be part of their life. But I would say definitely to be able to be just more of a patient person was the biggest change for me.
We always try to keep a lot of plants in the van. I'm still learning which ones grow in the van and which ones don't. So the one that's worked out the best so far for any of you other plant lovers out there is this one. It's a ZZ plant, and apparently they can grow in like light and dark, and they can be dry or super moist, and they do just great. So I would highly recommend that in your van. And how we keep these on the counters when we move, right now we just use a kind of a sticky shelf liner. We get asked a lot about how we travel with these. And so we just place the shelf liner, on our countertop and put all of the plants on there, and they do fine. Even on like crazy turns, super sharp turns, we've never had anything slide off. But someone else has recommended museum wax, so we're gonna try that next. This is most of our food storage that's not in the fridge, canned products and things like that. Tech cabinet, where like our solar displays are and our electrical displays, and then the other half is dog stuff. So having 2 dogs in the van, we always have to keep extra food and treats and stuff like that on hand. So we've got some like large bowls, which have really come in handy. Like when we go to van festivals, a lot of them, they'll have like a meal that everyone, shares together, like a potluck. And so, we like to keep a few larger bowls. And then we have like a ton of plates and bowls in here. Down here is our cookware. We try to do keto. So we cook a lot of bacon. So this is like a must-have in the van for us. It keeps it clean around the stovetop area. We have a hidden toilet. So we got kind of these very high strength arms that keep our countertop up. And then it opens up over here, and it's a Nature's Head composting toilet. We love it. We've recently learned, like, we would highly recommend using coco coir in the composting part as opposed to peat moss. It composts a little better. We have absolutely no complaints. I think that we're just gonna keep doing this until it's just not fun anymore for us. And I don't know when that would be. Maybe it'll get old someday. But right now we're loving it. We're still sort of in that honeymoon phase of just waking up in a new place, 5 out of 7 days of the week, or every day if we want to.
I eventually found a guy who happened to be in Florida. For the past 30 years, he fixed pools, and he has his own RV. He came up with specific silicone formula for an adhesive that you put on the back of the tile, and then you have a grout. And the grout, everything is white, but you can just mix acrylic paint in there and go ahead and just slap it in as fast as humanly possible, because it does set pretty quick. Mini cut fingers from the hand cut tile. It is very sharp, but there's a way to do it, and it does flex. So even now, the grout is actually flexible. You can push on it, and it flexes with the van. We do have a lot of weight up top, so the top of the van does sway, and that was a super concern. We didn't want anything to crack.
It's called Zalige, and it's from a company called Clay Tile. They're in California, in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's handmade from Morocco, and it's another one of those things that, plus the live edge wood countertops, were like the two kind of things that I really wanted to splurge on a little bit in the van, because they're just something that I always wanted in a home and never got to have in a rental.
The window, not as scary as you would think. Just get yourself a nice angle grinder, jigsaw. You can cut through that metal in no time, sand it off and paint it. This slide right in, super simple.
This is our bed. It's a queen size. And as you can see, our dog Miles loves sitting on the bench that we have. It's short right now. And so what we do is we lift up this bottom part of this bench, and it becomes the bottom 20 inches of our bed at night. And it takes about a minute to put up. We really love being able to convert it.
So these screens are a relatively new buy for us. Someone in Taos actually recommended we get them. It's like 30 to 40 bucks on Amazon. Totally worth it. So you can do is just kind of pop this out, and it's on a little chain. So this is the garage. Permanent bed, it doesn't move up and down like some. Camping gear, chairs. It can actually hold up to 250 pounds. We will normally during the summer times have our blow up paddle boards. One will go on top of this cabinet, and then one goes on top of my battery bank. I have 400 amp hours, so 4 100 Battleborn lithium batteries. They were a little bit expensive, but totally worth it. This is just in a little emergency kit. It's a portable battery. If I need to charge something or blow up a tire, if we're on the beach, we deflate them, we can use that. I do have a light, more LEDs that just kind of go around, super handy. I would strongly recommend that you install those. Solar charge controller, and of course my 2000 watt inverter in the back. Just take the effort, hook up your alternator to your battery bank. Just do it. It will make, if you have any doubts whether or not you should do that or not, take my advice. It's absolutely peace of mind worth hooking up your alternator to your battery bank. You never know if you're in Oregon or you're hanging out and it's just cloudy for a couple days. Just that peace of mind to turn on your van and be able to charge. It's absolutely worth it. Just totally do it. 4G router. It's hooked up through a company called NetBuddy. Right now we use AT&T 4G, so it's unlimited, no questions asked, 60 bucks a month, can't go wrong with that. the router's always on. The van basically has its own internet, and that is super helpful. I don't have to like charge my hotspot or like, make sure that's on. The van is just on all the time. And having the solar with the big battery bank, we're good to go. So it absolutely makes it easy to work on the road.
So if you want to connect with us, or if you have any questions about our build or something that we didn't cover, we love, talking about it and helping other people. We feel like there were a lot of resources for us as we went through our build, particularly on YouTube and Instagram. So please reach out to us on Instagram. It's Rove and Swig. That's our handle. You can also go to our website. My email is up on there. Again, our website is roveandswig.com. Like Rove like travel and swig like drink. Yeah, we like the beer.
But yeah, no, we appreciate you coming into our little home. And yeah, hope to see you on the road. Thank you so much.